Right then, this is a quick walk around video on quite a windy day, unfortunately, for a Honda Civic 2.2 EX diesel. Really lovely car, finished in this metallic grey with full black leather interior. The car's very nice indeed. Front of the car, lights and lenses are completely clear and intact. Front bumper's very clean with only the odd minor little mark which you're going to get with the age and mileage of the car. Bonnet itself, remarkably free of any stone chips. It's obviously got one or two very minor ones, but they'll be very minor indeed. The inside of the car, very smooth on the panel work. The inside front alloy, generally good, just the odd lightest little scuff mark right on the outside edge of the rim there, but what you'd expect on an near side wheel, certainly. The inside rear, absolutely unmarked from what I can see there. Back of the car, very clean and tidy. And onto the driver's side, the off side of the car, again lovely and smooth on the panels. Offside rear alloy, very clean indeed. The remaining panel works really very nice indeed. Offside front alloy, this one's got a few more little marks right around the edge there. They're exactly what you'd expect from the age and mileage of the car, but we do try and pick up what we can on videos. Coming to the boot area, all very clean and tidy in here. Absolutely huge boots. Just there's a subwoofer in the back of these EX models as well. Just coming inside the car now, it's wonderfully clean in here. It's been kept so well. The leatherwork's in absolutely fantastic condition back here. And it's not always the case because they are family cars, so can have kids kicking them about. Front passenger door card, again very clean and tidy. Footwell areas, lovely and clean. Front passenger seat here has been given hardly any use at all. It looks absolutely factory fresh. Coming to driver's door card, again very clean and tidy. And again on the driver's seat, it's been kept very well indeed. There's only sort of very minor wear for the age and the mileage of the car. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through the section so the dash can be seen illuminated, which looks pretty much as new in here. Sat nav working absolutely perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, that lovely clear gridded parking camera again working exactly as it should as well. It's very high quality, the interiors of these cars. I'll just come around here hopefully without snagging the wire. You can see there 72,359 miles on the car. If I come back again here, you can see there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running, and that's the view you get as a driver. It is a superb dashboard, it really is. And it's all working exactly as it should. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car. This is very importantly the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under another wonderfully presented engine bay by Honda. These are fantastic engines, they really are. Cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about on them at all, but wonderfully tough and reliable. Then this is a video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered YH12OHC. Mileage at the start of the video is 72,352 miles. The reason for doing the videos is essentially so that anyone that's looking at this car in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation, and it is that very car. We're acutely aware of the fact that lots of our customers travel huge distances to come and see our cars, and we've done the same to go and see some cars only to get there to drive them to find out they've got a fundamental issue which you should have been told about before setting off, so hence that's why we do it. The video is also done on these very quiet country roads very close to our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. The car itself, as you know, this came from the Honda dealer to us. It's been very well maintained, and it feels it absolutely straight away because it feels rock solid on the road. It's fantastic. Engine, I love this 2.2. Well, I've got a 1.6, but my heart is always with this 2.2. It is so smooth and quiet, and it's got so much instant urge to it as well. It's not to say the 1.6 is a bad engine, because it isn't. It's a fantastic engine. Just that this, as I said, it's a personal thing, but I've always loved it. This example starts absolutely instantly, of course, settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. Temperature gauge running at a third, and the car's been running for well over an hour now, and that's exactly where it should be on a Honda car. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. But the engine, as I said, day in, day out, it's just got such flexibility to it, compared to some cars which can be incredibly flat on part throttle, or have loads of urge and then die away. This one, you put your foot down and it just builds speed wonderfully well, and it doesn't tail off. It's got a really linear power delivery, and it's just so un-diesel-like in its sound as well. It's very, very smooth and quiet. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch is perfect on the car. Bike point's exactly where it should be. Pedal travel is smooth and slick in operation. 6-speed manual Honda gearbox has always been a brilliant gear change, and this one's no different to any of them, because I can't feel any slack in it at all. Gear changes are beautifully weighted, positive, accurate, really precise, wonderful gating. Little things, but it's what Honda do so well. They really are masters at this kind of thing. Steering on the car, again, really top drawer, because it's very accurate, wonderfully precise and quick in its rack, but it makes the car follow faithfully. The chassis perfectly dialed into the steering and vice versa. It's just, it's got, as I said, lovely weighting to it. It also happens to, track absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit, so all really fine in that respect. The chassis itself, again, if you enjoy your driving, you'll love these, because they really respond. So if you're in the mood, you can have fun with them. At all other times, they make for a brilliant family car, because they're very, very comfortable. Honda learnt the lesson from the last generation, which, to my eyes at least, it was unfair. I actually always loved the chassis on the last generation. It was very dynamic, but on more pitted surfaces, I readily admit it, it could be found wanting. This one, it's just got a really lovely ride. It rides the sort of the sharper crests that the last one would have thudded into, and also whilst I'm on test drive, what I'm listening out for is, if you hit a bump, you'll hear it hitting the bump, but you don't get any kind of chatterings or knocking noises coming from underneath the car at all. So all in perfect order there. But as I said, as a chassis and steering setup goes, it's right at the top of its class in that respect. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, leave the braking a little bit late here, but really nice solid brake pedal on the car. No pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, and it pulls the car up nice and straight. It doesn't kind of pull violently left or right. So I'm turning around a bit earlier than normal, because they're doing some road works down there with some traffic lights, so rather than sit there, I'll move on. Interior of the car, we've not cleaned it yet. It's in beautiful condition in here, and as seems always with Honda cars, in videos cannot get across just how beautifully made this car is. If you drive one of these, you know what I mean. Especially this generation, that you're kind of listening out for any noise inside the car in terms of kind of creaks, rattles, buzzers, resonances. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It's simply like driving a brand new car in terms of the way the car feels and sounds inside. And I know that's cliched, but it's absolutely true in this case. It's also it polarises opinion, this interior. I know that, and I've got no problem with that at all, because I actually think that's a sign of a really good design, because it shouldn't appeal to everybody. Fortunately for me, I love this interior. I think two reasons. One, they've made an effort to give you something interesting to look at and use, but they haven't gone away from any of its functionality. It's wonderfully simple to operate and beautifully put together. Sat nav, you can see they're working exactly as it should. dual zone climate control system, so different temperatures side to side, again working exactly as it should with ice cold air. We've checked that in the workshop earlier. Heated seats, again working exactly as they're meant to. But then my favourite part, this sweeping 2-tier dashboard. So at the top there, all the information you can look at on a more regular basis. You've got a pod up there, screen, giving you information like sort of radio, trip information, that kind of stuff. Also, when you change your temperatures and fan speed, it shows it up there as well as on the screen below. Obviously, the higher up means you take your eyes off the road for less time. But then this big dominating digital speedo is just brilliant, because it means you can look ahead at the traffic, the cars coming around the corner like that. At the corner of your eye, you can clearly see your speed. You're not taking your eyes off the road for more than a second. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's a real safety thing as well. Press of a button, you can change that to kilometers an hour, by the way. And those blue lights either side, if you press the economy button as I've just done now, you'll see they change from blue to green very subtly, sort of kind of a little colour in between the two when you're in economy mode. Again, all working exactly as it should. Down below that, you've got more conventional pod, big rev counter in the middle, flanked either side by the temperature and fuel gauges. Cruise control, just checking it there, works exactly as it should as well. All the buttons do, and they all have that wonderful quality of manufacture that you get from Honda, which is why, you know, if you look at a similarly aged, crikey, sort of Ford Focus, good car, nothing wrong with them in that sense. Astras, Peugeots, Citroens, Renaults, to name but a few, they'll be a lot cheaper than this. So you can buy much newer cars with lower mileage for the same money. You're not buying the same quality at all, nowhere near it. This is why I take so many of the aforementioned as part exchanges against these cars where people have had lots of issues and they just want a car which is going to give them good service, which is what Hondas generally do. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, as brief as it may be, is literally just to show the car in operation. I've been selling these for years. I've got no excuses if there's something fundamentally wrong whilst I'm driving it, and this car drives absolutely beautifully. Don't hesitate. Do give us a call if you've got any questions about the car.